So, do you think Puffy was involved in the shooting?
Only they can answer that question. Right. I have my own opinion, but I wouldn't slander their name like they did mine. Right. I wouldn't say things that I knew, you know what I mean? I believe so. I do believe so. I have proved things that I can say that will back up my claim, but this is not for the world to know about. You know what I mean? It's between me and him, and only he knows. So every time he say it didn't happen, or that's the only thing that makes this become an issue to everybody.
So,
we talked a little bit about discovery. Anything else you think that Christopher Wallace discovery seems pretty wide-ranging?
I think we have turned over everything. We do have one last thing that was turned over to us that we need to review. I don't think it has anything relevant to Mr. Shakur's murder. It involves a totally different case. But I just want to, and I've gone through about 2/3 of it. I haven't seen anything that we need to disclose. But I'm working diligently to make sure that even through this unrelated case file, it was turned over to us. So I want to go through it and personally make sure that Mr. Arnold has anything that be exculpatory or inculpatory.
Okay. Mr. Arnold, how are you progressing toward that November 3rd trial date?
I'm concerned about this box. I just want to see it. I mean, we just got the box, the Greg Keefe box that he was talking about. We're going through it. We should have our review done before the end of the summer. I'm just concerned another box comes and we have to do further investigation on that.
So as we sit right now, are you ready for that date because they have a death penalty case trigger? Can I say 30 more days and then make that determination? 30 days status check then on trial readiness. And that'll be August 20th or any? I think we're done.
I got something to say.
You want to say to Mr. Arnold, and he can say that he represents you, so ultimately you represent yourself, you can talk it well, but
Mr. Greg Katie had them boxes at his house for 15 years in his attic, doing all kind of TV interviews. That the boxes should not be allowed in the case.
He's just going to talk about it.
The boxes should not be allowed. The tainted evidence, everything. The man, he broke a proffer agreement, and he broke the law, all kind of stuff. The boxes should not be allowed. He's been at his house for 15 years, and he's doing interviews, going in the boxes. Let me see here. You can see it on any internet site that this man been going in the boxes for years. And he's a mental as a judge, federal judge in LA, did a 142-page thing about him. Look it up on the internet.
So I think what the state said ultimately is that they don't think there's going to be anything in those boxes that they're going to use.
And they just use something in the boxes. They just use something in the boxes. From 1996. And they know where they did it.
Yeah, no, it's certainly
they're not only ugly on the outside, but they're ugly on the inside. They crashed my family in this. They did my daughter first. They did my son. Then they just did my wife the last year. What's the name told me about these? David Westbrook told me about these dudes. He said they're not only ugly on the outside, but they're ugly on the inside too. These two dudes right here.
All right. At this point, there's nothing before me to exclude any sort of evidence. There's been no motion filed about the proffer. I don't know if Mr. Arnold plans on challenging that or not. Ultimately, that decision is up to him. So we'll see you guys back on that 30-day date. That was August 20th at 9 a.m. At that time, we didn't know if we're going to go on the 30th.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Page 7.
What up, y'all? It's Coffee back with an update, man. And all I can say before we get into all this, what's going on update-wise with the real nitty-gritty with the news, man, is when you look at Keefe D, this whole case, what we just saw there in that clip, the way the man just got arrested, how we even got here, period, is Keefe D is stupid. Like, real talk, comment. Can someone second that motion? Keefe D is a dumb son of a bitch. Like, do you hear this man making a fool of himself in court as Greg Kading, if you've ever seen the unsolved stuff or any of these documentaries or the books, stuff about Pac and Biggie's murders and the task force and the wrongful death suit and, the task force that came together to get all this information and determine things in regards to these murders. And it's all played out in so many different documentaries. The Unsolved docu-series is the most recent one I'm thinking of, right? Like, Kading is involved in this stuff so much. He's been doing interviews and everything like that. And now these boxes show up, are turned over, put into evidence or whatever. And Keefe D just going off. And the judge is basically trying to tell him, like, yo, speak through your attorney. You have an attorney. You're not representing yourself. You know what I mean? Like, let the attorney do the talking. And this man goes off on this rant in a court of law, just sounding like a damn fool about it. He done had these boxes for 15 years, and he goes in and out the boxes, and he broke a proffer, and he did this, that, and the third. And like, I don't know, man. I'm just looking at Keefe D like he's looking like a damn fool. Not to mention, like I said, how we even got here. The fact that this man went around openly speaking about the murder, making graphic novels and books implicating himself in this murder a million times over. And here he is now in custody, charged with Tupac's murder, and then going off on some half-ass rant like that. And between the way he got himself arrested, what we just saw in that clip, and if you watch Keefe D interviews on Vlad TV, The Art of Dialogue, anything like that, like, Keefe D is just a dummy, plain and simple. Like, tap in and let me know if you agree with that. But get into what we're talking about here. You see the bond is still denied. There was a lot going on with that, where WAC 100 been trying to put a play together to get Keefe D out on bail. The court is questioning where the real source of the bail money is coming from, and they're saying Ish seems kind of shady, which I seem to concur with that. And ultimately he was trying to get Keefe D home to do content, some kind of interviews or docu-series or something else, which is like that, which is ludicrous, because again, that's how this motherfucker even got himself arrested. You got away with a murder and went around talking about how you committed that murder because you were too stupid to realize this proffer and the immunity, when it really was protecting you and when it wasn't. Like, all around, again, what a dumbass this guy is. But they were trying to get him out to do more content and make money in that way. And WAC 100, I'm sure y'all seen, did Skype calls and stuff like that, and the court just shut it down because there's other stuff at play with that. Like I said, they're questioning, like, where in the fuck is this money coming from? But aside from that, there's laws about the Son of Sam laws about criminals making money off of their crimes, like writing a book or doing a movie or creating some kind of content to profit off your crime is illegal in a lot of states. And there's questions when it comes to that. And then there's the whole question, well, since he's not convicted of the crime, is he profiting off the crime? Because that's a whole nother aspect to this whole thing, which I think is what it's going to come down to in court, is that a lot of this, Keefe D's attorney, this is my prediction, is going to say, like, a lot of this stuff was just entertainment. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't actual factual. The man was just telling stories, trying to make money. And that just goes to show you too, like, all this money Keefe D was supposed to be getting over the years, selling all this PCP, all this work, you know what I'm saying? Which I'm not saying he wasn't getting money, but it just goes to show you a life of crime. A lot of cats could see millions of dollars when they're moving crazy weight, selling all kinds of different drugs, right? But if you ain't saving the money, if you ain't planning for a rainy day, if you ain't doing something, especially you figure most individuals getting money gotta go lay it down and do a couple prison bids throughout their career and in their life of crime, where commissary, attorney fees, paying your bills on the outside, if you got a family, taking care of them, it can all drain you. You know what I mean? So if when it's all said and done, you gotta go online and confess to murders and stuff like that and create content implicating yourself and getting yourself arrested in one of the biggest murder cold cases of all time, the Tupac Shakur case, like, you weren't getting enough money, obviously. You know what I'm saying? It's all kind of really sad, stupid stupid and pathetic when you really look at it at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Like, comment and let me know what y'all think about all that, if you concur that this man is a cold dummy. And it's just pretty crazy how in a fluck we got where we're at now. But one more thing I gotta touch on before we close this out. Diddy implicated in those boxes that were brought into evidence as well, where he was named 77 times by Keefe D in one of these interviews, and there's some kind of document officially being turned in, you know, with that whole Von Zip theory, or some will say it's more than a theory, that if you guys watch that Unsolved show as well, that there was $1 million out on Suge's head after they put the pressure on Diddy. You know what I'm saying? Some goons beat down one of Diddy's mans and was trying to get his mom's address or whatever the case may be. Is all just absolutely bonkers. You know, like, comment those that are familiar with that whole theory and, you know, allegations, I guess we could say, if you do indeed believe Diddy definitely did have a bounty out on Pac's head. And it's all just kind of wild, you know, because they were never able to collect the money. And even after Keefe D got bagged up, which was covered in those different series and stuff like that, he tried to go working as an informant for the feds and collect the money from Von Zip and wasn't able to. But I don't know, I just wanted to point that out, as when you heard the judge reference in the box that Keefe D was all tripping and making a fool of himself about, the judge was saying that there wasn't really much in that was going to be used evidentiary-wise officially. But I think that flew over Keefe D's head. Like, this guy is stupid, man. Plain and simple. But, you know, that's where Diddy was named. And you'll see a lot of news headlines going around right now of Diddy being implicated in Pac's murder, like he was. But I don't think that is anything at this point that's going to get him hemmed up or arrested or subpoenaed or indicted or anything like that. I mean, who knows which way things could go. If anything out the box will end up becoming official, and we will see Greg Kading as a witness and such. I mean, it's possible, but, you know, there you have it. Diddy implicated. Keefe D continues to be the biggest dummy we ever saw, and his bail was rejected. Whack 100's free Keefe D plan just ain't happen. So hit the comments. Let me know what you guys think about all this. The case, it's just something else. Subscribe. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.